Whoa, look, it's time to go viral. I'm homicidal, I'm killing all my rivals. I'm the man, shit, I put that on the Bible. I Spotify my target, cause you know I got the title. Hey, I'm a Mac too. I told baby shake that ass like she Apple. She said it's real, so she got my name tattooed. House full, so I hit it in the back room. Whoa, baby said she need it now, peep the urgency. I want a little Kim before she had the surgery. Leg spread on that hardcore poster. She love twerking, she just do it for the coach. Big dog, bull massive. 6 tray Chevrolet, I'm classic. All these niggas mad at me, that's tragic. The main bitch in the bed, that's graphic. Yeah, we about to go viral. Hey. We about to go.
What's the deal, people? It's your boy, the one and only, your host that do the most, Mr. Viral himself, aka the villain, cause they hate me for my opinion. Welcome back to another episode of the VwP podcast. Make sure y'all sharing, liking, and subscribing to the channel. Run the comments up, get us up in the algorithm, and don't cost you nothing to hit that like button, man. Run us up. As always, we got the co-host in the building, Messiah the Great. He here to lead the way. We got Kelly the one, not the two. Y'all already know what to do. We missing Uncle Ruckus. He's out in Africa handling business, but shout out Uncle Ruckus, man. He be back soon. And we got two special guests in the house tonight. We got Miss Gigi Pink. Gigi Pink across the board. And we got my boy Bosco. What's the deal?
Glad to be here.
What's going on, man? Welcome to the VwP. Nice to meet y'all. Y'all got some interesting stories. I just want to give the viewers a little background of who you guys are. I'm going to start with Miss Gigi Pink.
Come from an entertainment background. I did casting, standing in, CGI. I am currently in organized crime prevention. So I have a broad scale of information. I'm like a walking encyclopedia that looks like a Barbie.
I see a lot of celebrities on your page too.
Yes.
What's that about? You tapped in with the industry, or you like you do their hair or something? I seen
All that. Entertainment was my life until COVID. Then I needed something steady to bring in that income because that little 600 was nothing for me. Because entertainment, I was making good money steadily. So I do hair still on set. I do casting. I do designs, fashion designs. I do a lot. So as we go, I'll just pop in with different things because I really do a lot.
any notable celebrities' hairs that you've done recently, or that popped out in your head? Like, damn, I used to look up to this person, or this was my icon growing up, and now I'm doing their hair.
Not right away. Wasn't ready for that question. I haven't.
Not off the dribble.
I would have to go through my page because I've been in organized crime prevention for 2 years and a half. So that's like where my mind is at. And the celebrities are just like people to me. Even before I started working with them, because my mom worked for Warner Brothers.
Okay.
So I was 6 weeks on set. My mom took me to work at 6 weeks. So entertainment has literally been my life.
Organized crime prevention. What type of solutions do y'all do with that?
Well, it's a lot going on. A lot of training, a lot of research, a lot of being unbiased.
What is the focal point like? Or what do they try to do because that to my mind, that's damn near impossible to really stop.
It's not impossible to stop. Really, you just want to look for the signs of people who are coming in to scope out a scene, and you look for patterns. So I'll just give you like a pattern. People coming in on FaceTime, kind of like scoping out the scene over and over again.
Right.
You'll start to peep that. Or a person sending a sales rep back, keep sending them to the back. It's like, okay, let's keep an eye on you because why do you keep sending them to the back? So it's just little signs and clues to look out for.
Did they teach y'all to watch our own kind more?
No, it's very unbiased. Very unbiased.
Look, he ready to start tripping.
Nah, I'm just asking.
These foreigners are getting us bad. The people doing the most, hitting us the most are actually foreigners. It's not our people. We do petty stuff.
Right.
We're not doing the $20,000 credit card fraud. We're not doing that.
Y'all chasing down El Chapo, and I think they just caught El Chapo's boss. Like they said, he was
it his boss
the
or his
world's
son?
most wanted man. He was worth like what they said, like $30 billion on the low. Like we thought El Chapo was the head of the head, but he had a boss, and I think they just caught him. So are y'all like tapped into that type of organized crime, or just here like people doing organized crime in the U.S.?
No, it's all one network. Where I'm at, I'm not on that level.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more so, I would call in, they send their guys out with the credit cards. I'm more so looking out for that guy. I'm looking for the thief. I'm looking for the one sending the note back. Okay, this is what we're going to hit next. This is the item we're going to get next. This is the area we're going to get next. I'm there, and I just did my firearm training.
Okay.
I'm badass.
So you got a couple of the homies who went down for the EDD thing, right? The PPP loans. You was the one getting the homies, catching them at the ATM, swiping. Let me know.
We do have a notice out about the EBTs, you know, and that's the thing too. Like that, I do have a problem with because I feel like they were scoping our people more than their people. Although we did catch some foreigners, with certain things, it does seem like they are looking for us more than them. Mm-hmm. I will say that. As
usual suspects. Right. We're going to get back into that a little later in the show. Bosco, what's going on, man? You got an interesting story, man. Kind of similar to ours almost. Talk to us. Let the people know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I come from every background. Shit, whatever you name it, I come from it. From streets, gang banging, drug dealing,
let's start there.
prison.
Where you from?
I'm from Compton.
You from Compton? Yeah. Which neighborhood in Compton?
Santana Block.
Santana Block. Shout out to the tenants, man. Y'all in the building.
Yeah, so I come from that background. Spent my entire life behind bars. Started going to jail when I was 10 years old. Ultimately did like 28 years of my life behind bars. Sentenced to life in the California Youth Authority when I was 14. Got out, went back to the pen for 7 more years. Got out, sentenced to 35 years in the feds for marijuana.
For marijuana?
Yeah.
Who's behind that?
Who was behind that?
Yeah. I mean, that's the Reagan's war on drugs. Right. You know, the Sentencing Reform Act, 1986.
So when the laws changed, is that part of what helped you got out, or was it other things?
Yeah, some of the change in the law did help me get out.
Okay, shout out to the law changes. So I see you with a lot of notable figures yourself. I see you got something going with Netflix.
Peacock.
Excuse me, Peacock.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Let the people know about that, because for somebody who's been behind the wall for 28 years, bounce out and they got movies on Peacock, that's big.
Yeah, so it all started when I broke out of prison. I was in a maximum security, locked in a cell 24 hours a day. They had a camera in the cell, and I escaped. So
like a genius.
When I escaped, they started calling me Houdini, and I was all over the news. After that, National Geographic Channel produced a documentary about that escape and aired it around the world. So I started getting a bunch of mail from people who wanted to know more about my story.
How long, not to cut you off, how long was the run when you
gotta watch, they gotta watch the movie.
You can't give them all the sauce.
Nah, because it's crazy that you say that, because when bro told me about you, is the movie one starring Tyrese?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was already watching it, and I had told him, check this out. And I already had seen it, so I just wanted to see what you was gonna say about it. It actually was a good movie, though. Was you really how he was going crazy in the cell? Was you acting like that at that age? You feel like it's up to par of how your life?
A lot of it was accurate. You know, it took a culmination of all of my experiences in prison, from juvenile to the feds, and just kind of mixed it all and made it seem like it all happened in a 1 year process. So some of the things you see happening in that movie, most of that shit is real. It just might have not happened at that time.
Yeah.
Can you give them the name of the movie for the viewers out there that don't know?
It's Bosco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bosco.
And that's starring Tyrese.
Vivica Fox.
That's big. Did they come tap in with you? Like, we need to know.
Nah.
No?
I did it all.
You wanted them. picked who you wanted to run the
Well,
roles?
it's really just you try to get who you can.
Right.
You know, you go out there and see which names you can get tied to the project. So you just got to get out there and start beating the pavement and see who'll be interested in work with whatever budget you got, right?
Tyrese and Vivica, that's big. Vivica, she's a legend in the game, and Tyrese, I mean, come on,
Tyrese,
man,
he
West
doing
Coast
his
legend as
thing.
well. That's big. How did you come across them? Like, you got an agent, or you was beating the streets?
Beating the streets.
But like you said, you got a notoriety type of story, so it's more so. In my
Off the
mind, it
strength
look like
of
they
that,
can make income off of it, and it's a story that needs to be told. So,
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of them got on board is because of the story. It was something that, you know, they wanted to tie themselves to.
Now, as far as the escape, is that given the way you did it in the movie, or did you tweak it so they can't?
Nah,
you
that's
feel?
it.
Okay, that was exactly the way you did it.
Yeah.
Damn, now, okay. See, y'all go watch that movie. Go stream that Bosco on Peacock. Run it up,
Tap in
and
tonight,
y'all will get, you feel me, the blueprint for everybody that's in there.
And it's a good movie, even though don't let Peacock fool y'all. That movie is A1.
Yeah.
Y'all go check that out.
How did you land that on Peacock? Was it like a bidding war, or did you shop it around?
We shopped it to a few places, and they offered the most money.
Okay, Peacock dropping bags. Okay, we're going to have to tap in. I'm going to need that Peacock plug before you leave. Peacock, holla at us. So how did you, a lifetime criminal, gangbanger, street guy, hook up with Gigi doing law prevention? That's kind of like polar opposites, you feel me? She locking them up, you was locked up. So how did that come about? Let me know.
Remember, Hollywood is
It's
still
just
my
entertainment,
background.
yeah.
Hollywood been my life until COVID. So I was at the premiere. So that's how we connected.
So y'all connected?
I'm still connected. We'll talk about that later. I'm just not big. It's like we talk about the industry so much, and our people are so fascinated with the industry. I want people to get fascinated with other facets, but it will come organically.
Other
I am
facets
very
such
tapped
as?
in. Our people rising, coming together, buying property, staying out of jail and prison, having our own everything.
Okay, you on the right platform for that.
You got any solutions to the people for that?
Yeah, we got to get sober. They get our mind. They get our mind.
Callie,
They get our
what's
mind.
up?
You will
Talk to
never
us.
guess my age, you know, but they get our mind and they get our body. And you kings are the number one target. Look up the health complications you guys have early than anybody else. That's alarming. But we poison ourselves. Those cigarettes and alcohol, those are killing your brain cells. It's deteriorating your body. And it's like we just do stuff and just do. We don't do no research. I want to know what I'm putting in my body.
Yeah,
I look good for my age.
I think it depends on a lot of places too. People know they just don't give a fuck. Like,
And that's an issue.
you know what I mean? Some of us growing up think we ain't gonna make it to a certain age anyway.
Right.
So you get to a point you like, nigga, damn, I made it past that. I'm good anyway. So
Right.
like,
And I
Right.
think that's the biggest thing, like, because I never thought I was going to make it past 13. And then once I reached 13, I'm like, I ain't going to make it to 17. I was in jail, so I made it to 17.
Right.
You know, you thinking I'm not going to even make it to 25. But once that come, then you be like, damn, I made it this far. I might as well try to make it to 75.
Right,
And that's
yeah.
when you start to try to work on getting rid of a lot of them bad habits that you had.
How old are you, bro? If you don't mind me asking.
48.
You 48?
Yeah.
Okay, so prison does keep you preserved because you look young as
I
hell.
mean,
If it wasn't for the grades, I think you in your 30s still.
Yeah, I
but
don't know if I don't know if it's so much prison. I think it's just
black don't crack, man.
black don't crack. And when you take
He got
care
that
of
up north
yourself,
glow.
when you take care of yourself, I think prison just give you that time to where you can focus on yourself. But they not gonna. The food they give you and all that shit'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is like,
Trust me,
Yeah,
I done been in the
trash.
county, man. They got them juke balls up in there. They got the
Yeah.
what they call them, the donkey dicks. You don't even know what type of meat it is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not eating that shit, man.
Yeah.
That shit is terrible. So, can you give the viewers what was one moment you were locked up, either from childhood to adulthood, where you was on the brink of cracking, like, I don't think I can take this no more, and what got you over that? Because a lot of people, when they reach that point, they jumping off the tier, they hanging themselves, like they finding a way to take themselves
Yeah,
out. Everybody
and-
can't persevere that.
And I think really it was, just having a child. Because when I got locked up this last time, I found out that I was having a kid. And so it was just, when you're in solitary and you just thinking like, my father went to prison when I was young and passed away. His father was killed by the cops. So you start looking at that constant cycle and you're like, damn, I'm repeating the same cycle. I got a kid that's in this world and I ain't gonna be able to be there to guide that child. And I think that right there was really more like the breaking point to where it's like, what am I gonna do? And the thing about it is, I didn't like who I was, but I loved myself. So you can love yourself. The key to really growing is you got to not like who you are, but you got to really love who you are. So you got to have a sense of pride in who you are, even if you don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
That's deep.
And I think that resilient right there is what prevented me from going over the tier, like you said. And instead, I started trying to figure out how I can become a better person and how I can deal with each day and try to get home to my daughter. And I think she is the one who kept me fighting and fighting. Because if not, I would have just went back to prison politics. I would have just been in there selling dope, gangbanging, and just did the basic prison politics shit. But knowing that I had to get there to her, it's like, nah, I got to get out.
Higher purpose.
Yeah.
Do you think that defining moment, because you said you loved yourself, but you didn't like yourself? Because for me, I would be kind of conflicted. I know where I've been at that point in my life. Do you think it's more so about what you're doing versus loving yourself, or just not liking the actions, how you've been living lately?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's what have you been doing with your life? And that's that kind of like, when people identify who you are, they're going to identify you based on what you're doing, what you have, your status, your social status. And I did the same thing with myself. So it was like, I'm finna spend the rest of my life in prison and I'm going to have a child out there and I'm not going to be able to be there for that child. So it's like, I didn't like that. I didn't like who I was. I didn't like the fact that I was now really officially a deadbeat father who brought a child into the world and wasn't going to be there for the child. So I didn't like that identity right there. But I loved who I was as far as Bosco, that young, solid, go-getter, determined individual. I loved me, but I didn't like the identity that I had taken on by finding myself in prison and abandoning the child, essentially.
Do you think the love for yourself made you be able to realize the flaws in yourself and then accept those for what it was and then be able to move on and heal from them?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So because you got to have that sense of esteem to where you actually love yourself, to where you want to be better than who you are.
That's bars. So Gigi, who exactly do you work for? Is this an agency? Is this like...
I do. I work for 2 companies.
Are you allowed to name them, or is it a secret, or?
No, I can't.
Oh, you can't? No. Okay, so it's G14 classified. No. All right, G14 classified. You can't name them, but they was responsible for bringing Sue Young back. If you know, you know. You feel me? Are you allowed to? Are you allowed to disclose any notable busts that your agencies may have made, as far as with the crime prevention?
The connection with the Caucasian couple that was hiring the young black people to do the
smash and grabs.
Yes.
Oh, so y'all was behind that.
I actually talked about that. Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
knew it was somebody Caucasian. I kept telling them. I was like, no, it's somebody white.
You know what was so crazy? The black culture caught so much flack with these smash and grabs, and then when they come to find out a white couple was leading the whole ring operation, it was silence after that.
Mm-hmm. Silence.
Yeah.
That's
At that point, it becomes a white collar crime almost to them. I think that's what it was. And I talked about that, how I don't want to say white people, but a lot of times, behind these smash and grabs of these organizations is white people, because they're able to go in them doors, and I feel like they're able to put the plan in motion without being suspected. So they get to fly under the radar just because they get the benefit of the doubt. Meanwhile, they're orchestrating this plan behind everybody's back.
Yeah, but
they're really good actors.
Yeah, they is, because they quick to shame us, but when when they have a lot of similarities of certain behaviors, then they want to hurry up and throw it under the rug to act like they keep the separation between us.
It's just wild to me how we could be every name in the book, but then when they're found to be doing the same thing, it's like it's silence from the media, from their people, because when it's us, I read the comments. Oh, usual suspects at it again. Then when it's them, they overlooking that shit. Like, hold on, bro, y'all ran this whole fucking operation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, is it a lot of that in your department as far as them keeping it on the low when the state people versus our people?
Not with my people, because your goal is to take as many people down, no matter what race or color they are. Now. Prior, let's say 10 years ago, it could have been different. I don't know. But in present day, it's even Steven. It's even. We looking.
I still think like when those type of events happen, we're shine more in the media than other races are. And I think that's where the picture is always painted. Like you're constantly going to see, if you got snatch and grab, it's going to be on Fox 11. It's going to be on CNN. It's going to be on every news network.
Then you got to look at the politics at that time, because you had Gascon elected as the head prosecutor in Los Angeles County, and Gascon don't like to lock people up. He believes in rehabilitation over incarceration. And so you had a lot of law enforcement and other people on the right who wanted to use those smash and grabs as a way to make him look bad, to try to get him out of office. Right. So they wanted, like, LA is just lawless. Look at what they're doing. But the reality is that LA is sweeter. This is the nicest LA has ever been.
Fact.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Smash and grab is a lot easier than motherfuckers running up in banks and robbing and laying people down. That was the daily activities in the 90s and 80s. And you know what I'm saying? I think you got these smash and grabs and people see it on TV or on social media and it's just circulating and going viral. And people think that that's just some shit happening every 5 minutes when it's really something happening 2-3 times a week.
It's a fear monger, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fear monger.
Then the internet is fucking it up too, because it could be something that happened 5 months ago and somebody could be posting it like it happened today.
Yeah, like
that's
for
true.
example, a dude sent me a clip on Instagram where this Mexican, it was a road rage. Mexican dude got out the car, walked up to the truck, and beat on the door with his pistol. And the driver, you couldn't really see the driver, but the driver just unloaded and killed the Mexican dude. And they had on there Los Angeles, California, Compton. Right. This shit happened, and I'm looking at it, I don't look like Compton. This shit happened in Indiana.
Way somewhere else.
You know what I'm saying? But people putting it out there to make it to contribute to that lawless LA type of shit that they trying to put out there because they trying to get rid of certain people that's in political power out here.
Yeah, you really got to do your research on the videos because a lot of troll accounts will misplace the place that it actually is. Like, oh, this is LA. Like, motherfucker, this is middle of Chicago somewhere or Baltimore. Like, we don't even got these type of buildings. So they do that a lot on social media. You gotta do your fact checks. And speaking of LA politics, what's you guys' opinions on the governor we got now? And with the type of laws that they've been passing lately, most recently the most notable one that I took notice of was the kids no longer have to tell their parents about, I guess, what they identify as far as the school don't have to notify the parents. Like, if we're going to call your son a she or a them they, we're going to be calling your son a she, them they at school, and you're not going to know about it. They can keep it secret now.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think every parent should have full control over their kid from birth until 18 years old. Have every say. You know what I'm saying? The government shouldn't be raising anybody's kids.
Yeah, I think the way things are set up, the kids are already keeping enough secrets from their parents. When you think about the schooling system, that's the one place that, we're paying our tax dollars to send our kids to, for them to take care of them and for them to be that middle ground that does let us know if there's a problem or something occurs. So taking that out of the equation, it's like, what are you good for? And we could say, okay, you need to be more instrumental in your kid's life, but when you have to work 8 to 12 hours a day, shit, some people may be 16. Again, this is where you're going to send your kids. So I want to know, if I come in here and I ask you something, you're going to tell me and be 100% honest. You shouldn't, as an educational institution, have any say-so in, I feel like, something that is personal that could go on at home, like sexuality or family matters, etc., unless it's, abuse or something of that nature.
I think
did they pass it or did it?
They did.
No,
they
passed
did,
it for sure. They passed
I
it.
think with that shit, you got to be emotional intelligent enough to understand when your kids are dealing with certain emotions. But that's just gonna lead a lot of teachers to getting fucked up. And I'm not even surprised though, because we know what the school system was designed for in the first place. So now they're just taking another bigger step to control them in full. You know what I mean? They're already guiding them and teaching them certain things as far as the programming them to be how they want them to be in society as just workers and not free thinkers. So that's just another thing. We're going to reduce our population for the future. We're going to make you think you gay before you even got a chance to even understand shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Gigi, does your organization deal with taking down these pedophile rings and these sex trafficking rings that seem to be going unnoticed in broad daylight, like hidden in plain sight type of thing? It's like we all know what's going on. Everybody sees what's going on. They have proof of what's going on, but they just like turning a blind eye to the shit.
No, we don't work with that. And I couldn't do anything like that because you know what? They know what's going on and they're a part of it. You're not taking down your own clique, your own people. It is right here. And for me, I am very pro segregation. I don't care how anybody feel about it. I don't like dealing with what's going on. Our people were better when we had our own everything because we own. We own. And that's what they didn't like, that we own. And they came in and did this mind fuck and we brought right into it. We need to own. Our kids don't need to be in their schools anyway. It's messed up. The food, the communication, you got the teachers, the principals, the superintendents, all of them messing with these kids. Demons go after kids. Because if you could get someone, the younger you could tamper with someone's mind, the better. That's how lower vibrations work. They like going after young people. That's been the goal. So we as a people, why don't we have our own schools? We got somebody on every block sitting at home, jacking off all day, doing nothing. That could be going out, helping, uplift our community.
You know what? I like that you said, how you pointed out that they go after the youth because these Satanists or whatever you want to call these groups, a lot of them feel the younger that you attack, that's like the harder slap in God's face. Because kids are innocent. They're the most holy thing you can find before they even have a real conscience of right and wrong. If you attack that, you destroy that, that's the closest thing to destroying God. And this is also why I said abortion needs to be banned, because without you even knowing it, you having abortions, I'm speaking to the women, you are playing a part in this. You are doing the worst thing that you could possibly do. You're killing your own infant, your own child, your own fetus inside your own womb that God blessed you with. Like, you're literally doing Satan's work. So y'all out here praising God. Oh, thank God we can get abortions and this and that. You're taking a part in this sick shit. Like, all of this shit is a part of that. Now, minus outside of rape, or if it's gonna put your own life at risk, yeah, I'm all for that. Save your own life, you feel me? Or if you were raped, that's a little different. But you out here actively engaging in sexual activity, knowing you can get pregnant and then fuck it, I'm gonna just go kill it. That's insane to me. You're no better than these fucking pedophiles to me. I'm looking at you damn near the same way as these people that attack kids. You killing your own kid. It's fucking crazy.
Well, let's piggyback on that. If we're going to do that, I'm not against that. Shout out to Auntie Angie's house out there in Georgia. Angela Satin King. She wants to ban abortion as well. However, how are we going to help these young girls or even women? How are we going to help them support these children? Because one thing, when you look at rich and wealthy people, how many children do they have?
They got a lot.
No. Rich and wealthy people at most cap 3.
Shit, they got a lot.
Rich and wealthy people do not have a lot of children. Poor people have a lot of children. We don't have to go back and forth. We'll look into it and then re-tap in. I don't do the arguing thing.
No, it ain't arguing. It ain't arguing. It's just difference of opinions. It ain't arguing.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do it. You know, we all love, and we're gonna stay on the love vibration. From my experience, I'll change it. From my experience, and from the people that I know, I work for very, very wealthy people. You know, this is what I've been around. They don't have a lot of children. So how are we going to support these people, these women who don't have this dude doesn't want the child. He changed his mind, or he didn't want her in the first place. It was whatever the situation was. How are we going to support these children?
I'll tell you how. Marry before you carry. Stop fucking any Tom and Dick and Harry.
I agree.
Sit down.
I agree.
Have a conversation. Actually be in a committed relationship before you start having unprotected sex. That's how. All that, they having kids by guys that can't provide or don't want to be there. You know what that's from? That's from you recklessly living. That's from you making bad decisions. You aren't having kids by responsible adults who got their shit together and men that's on their purpose. No, you're out here fucking dudes in the club every weekend. The third guy you fuck got you pregnant and now you're crying sad. Oh, we can't take care of the baby. No, it's you making bad decisions. So the way we stop that, the women start to have to get their morals back. Because right now their moral is running crazy with this 304 lifestyle and this hot girl summer shit. So we got to get the women's mindset back in order, back to those times like you was talking about, pre-segregation, when we all were us against the world, and we were the most married, we were the most family oriented. You didn't see that back then. No, families were together.
I'm with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? We was poor and we was still making it happen. So all of that shit, I'm not trying to hear that, because women are making the most money they ever made in history. So all of this, how are we supporting? We've done it with less and made it happen. It's just y'all got to stop being so fucking reckless.
It's just, it goes back to what we was talking about earlier. Is we're being attacked with media imagery. We're being attacked through music. We're being attacked through film. We're living in a society that encourages us as black people to promote that self-destructive behavior. Yes. And so we are actually responsible for when a woman does that, because we're putting that shit out there as a whole. Like you say, with the 304, we this hot girl summer, we're promoting that shit and we're encouraging it. You know, we want to shoot a video and we want to have some girls in their asshole naked shaking their ass. So now the thing about it is, because it seems like that's who they have placed on the top in our community. Like on purpose. If you're promoting that shit, then you're going to get the biggest bag, you're going to get the most attention. And now, you know, young people looking up, they're like, shit, how can I be successful? The only thing for me to do as a black is to shake my ass, gangbang, sell dope, rap. That's the only way I'm going to make it, because that's what we're constantly putting out there to our younger people, and they falling into that trap.
And go ahead.
Nah, because I was going to say, even when we talk about these things, I would like to think, like I say, a lot of times it's invisible influence, but people, if you sit here and have conversations with the average mind, they won't believe they're getting programmed by TV. They won't believe they're getting programmed by the music. So it's actually hard to reach them when you're talking to them and they not getting it. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are a lot of problems, but I don't necessarily agree or disagree when it comes to the abortion thing, because it's easy to say, well, they need to marry and stuff before they carry. I agree with that. But these girls be fucking at 12 and 13. You know what I'm saying? They doing that already off the dribble before they even get to the stages of 21 and stuff like that. So I think it starts way earlier, even before they get there. But it goes back to, like you said, with the programming of the morals, of the principles, because if they have these things, they wouldn't even be worrying about sexual activities at that age.
I'm going to say this too. Don't always think it's some white boogeyman behind this, promoting this garbage to our community. We recently did a collab, right, with the Leak podcast. Shout out to the Leak. And the performers, we gave some critique on some of the females. Like, you know, y'all songs was cool, but we had enough of the 304 rap. Where the new Lauryn Hill at? Where the new Missy Elliott at? And the whole room kind of went at us like, hey, bro, like Sexy Red is on top, so we need to follow that formula if we want to get on top. And there was a few people that's in the industry like, that's what we're looking for. We only looking for the next hit because we making money. Hating. They basically like, y'all out of touch, y'all hating. So this is our own people promoting this shit. So we all under the illusion, it's the white man holding us down. No, it's us holding us back because we promoting this shit. And we're promoting the next generation to do it. I seen it with my own eyes, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
You gotta think about it, not to cut you off, but you ever seen Django Unchained, right? I don't know what Samuel L. Jackson's name is, but that's kind of what we're speaking about right now, is the person or the entity that has been brought up to do the exact thing that the master told you to do. Right. You get the life that master gave you, and so you're comfortable with that life. Therefore, you're gonna keep giving poison to the people
instead of being like them.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna live
being
a little
unchained
better.
and going against them. You're gonna stay and do exactly what they tell you to do because they've given you that life, and you don't really see how you can do that outside of them, which is unfortunate. Right. But I think it really goes back to community. You know, when we were kids, you could go knock on somebody's door. Hey, I need an egg. I need some sugar. You can't do that no more. You can't go and say, hey, Miss Parker down the street, I'm going to go tell your granny, or I'm going to go tell your mama you was down here acting bad, etc. There's no community anymore. There's no fathers in the home. The boys have pent-up aggression, and because they're being raised by single mothers, they can't get it out. There's so many different things that we can tackle, but I do agree with you where it has to start younger.
Yes. We
have to get the kids, I think, first, the adults. You can only shift the minds of so many adults, right? I think it's really the kids that we have to get. We have to get them young. And I would say for boys at least, because I'm not a woman, so I can't necessarily speak on how to help abortion from a woman's perspective. But in my opinion, from a man's perspective, what we can do is getting boys in martial arts, teaching them how to protect themselves at an early age, because not only does it give you the physicality, but it gives you the responsibility and the discipline of how to control your emotions and when to use them. And I think that's a big part of why we go out here and we make these bad decisions, because we don't have emotional control. Correct. So from a man's perspective, what I could say is that we have to get emotional control and intelligence at a young age. Maybe therapy, because a lot of us as kids, we go through things that are complex, you know, that our parents can't necessarily break down to us because they didn't have that broken down to them. So there's a lot of things that I think we have to do. But from a man's perspective, those would be some things that we can implement in the young boys to then maybe hopefully lead to less abortions down the line. Because if you have strong men that are also not making rush decisions, then it also combats the woman that's going to make, rush decisions as well. So
it's more easier to say, but when people funds is low, we predominantly speak to more impoverished areas that we come from or things like that. So they don't have time for the martial arts. They don't have time for the boxing. They damn near barely have time for the sports. And that's with two parents a lot of times. So it's more easier to say. Of course, we know what directions we need to take, but that's why I do take whatever they say, a village, to help bring certain things up, because a lot of these people out here doing it alone, barely making it through the day.
No, that's facts. I mean, Pop Warner is what, $600-700? And that's without the raffle tickets and all of that. I mean, high school, my freshman year, they $700 where my kids go to school at. That's freshman year. How many parents just got an extra $700 laying around in the hood?
And then how many kids you paying for at that around that?
That's what I'm saying. So it is easier said than done, but
we also,
it goes back to morals though, because whether you in that poverty mindset, if you value money over everything, your morals are going to take a back seat to getting a dollar bill. And that's what's happening is people don't give a fuck about nothing, crossing nobody. They don't give a fuck about anything. As long as they getting a dollar bill, they can justify it. Bag over everything. So we got to get back to valuing things that's not monetary. All this fly shit, jewelry, all that shit don't mean a goddamn thing at the end of the day. And the older you get, the less you even give a fuck about it anyway. So we got to get back to valuing things that matter, like family and friends. We got an epidemic right now of men with no friends. If you go out now, you notice, you see women in groups. You see guys over there in the corner just alone, just eating. And that's damn near their whole life.
And also, not to what you said about the money thing, that's why what I was kind of saying, where we were saying, you can't afford it. We had organizations like the Panthers, the Nation of Islam, who went into these communities and built these infrastructures and gave kids lessons for free because they understood the mission. Correct. And so that's what I'm kind of getting at. That's where community comes into play. Like, are we going to do this for free? But what you're saying is really what speaks to why we haven't, is because we have to do something for the bag. If it's not for the bag, then we're not going to do it. And building a community, there's no money in it.
And that's for a moral compass, because for me, I'm a mentor. The money's coming out of my pocket. Mm-hmm. I do outreach with hair. If they can't afford it, I'm doing the kids' hair for free. That's coming out of my pocket. If you have time, that's all you need. People just need someone to talk to inspire, and you let confirmation come, because if it's really coming from your heart, from the Most High God, the divinity, that person, that team, they're going to get confirmation. And that's going to keep them on the right path. I've saved hundreds of lives with not a penny, with just my voice, giving someone my time, my love. So, you know, we can't keep making excuses.
People need to learn how to love themselves and have a sense of pride and boost their esteem. Because a lot of this shit where people want to, you know, buy a bunch of flashy shit, it's really just to cover up the insecurities inside. Because once you really secure with who you are as a man or as a woman, you really don't care about that. Like a jury, watch, cars, none of that shit really mean anything. But we come from environments to where we're lacking that esteem, we're lacking that sense of pride of who we are, who we can identify as. And so we start looking for an identity. And the first thing we see a rap video where motherfuckers say you got to have a $10,000, $50,000 chain. Who got the biggest diamond? So now we're saying, okay, that's what I gotta have. I gotta be like that. That's what's gonna boost my esteem. That's gonna make me worthy in society. And that shit start having us chase it. And we start doing, like you said, we put all the moral in the back seat and do anything we can to get that. And it separates everything, even gang culture. Like you look at, I remember when this get money shit first started, like in the mid 90s, where that's when like the structure of even gang banging in LA kind of took a dive down, because people just like the camaraderie was broken down because everybody was placing money over camaraderie. It was like, man, fuck that shit. I want to get some money. So dudes started getting soft. You know what I'm saying? People like, man, don't do that shit. Go chase some money.
Because it's going to fuck your money up, yeah.
Yeah, or people they just start saying, get money, fuck all that other shit. You out here hanging out with your homeboys, fuck that shit, get some money. And so it kind of changed the mentality of even gang members to where dudes started becoming more isolated, like you say. They don't have that camaraderie because now all they care about is getting money, whereas before we just cared about each other. We just wanted to protect each other, ride with each other. We didn't really care about the money, you know what I'm saying? But once the money came into play, it's like we placing money over brotherhood.
Yeah, you're right. And that attention needle is real. And I think a lot of that stuff, like when you ask people, I think it goes back to what you just said of knowing yourself. If no material things existed, then who are you at your core? What type of person would you be if you wasn't doing everything for the money? So I think that's like one of the biggest problems we do have. But in this day and age, people define you, especially men, about your income. That's how they look at it versus who that person is and whatever type of characters, morals, and principles that they live by.
And look, this is another psyop I want to kind of erase from our community is this get it out the mud by myself, don't ask nobody for help, don't need nobody self-made bullshit. That's a psyop to keep us at the bottom. If you look at any other race, they all work together. Like I just seen this little clip of Elon Musk. He was in the house, I think they call it the Big 23. It was 23 of like some of the sharpest minds in the world. And if you go research this, I can't remember the exact companies, but I'm talking they created LinkedIn, they created like fucking Google and IBM. Like they created some of the most biggest companies in the world. And these were 23 of these individuals under one roof. And what they would call that is
mastermind.
A mastermind. It's what's the whole phrase?
Mastermind circle?
Yeah, it's like a mastermind circle. So just say you got an idea. The idea gets stronger the more people that's focused on that idea. So if it's just you sitting there brainstorming, it comes to life even faster once you bring another individual and they focused on that. Then you bring another individual and they focused on that. So they did that times 23. So just imagine your goals. You have 23 minds to ping ideas off of. Like you're going to reach your goals like this. And then y'all helping each other reach their goals like that. But our community, we like, fuck it, I got to get it out the mud. We sitting in the house by our damn self.
Yeah.
And for people that don't necessarily get what he's saying, people don't even think or even understand where your thoughts come from. So it is a higher consciousness. And by being in that group of people, the more power goes into that higher consciousness that we all pulling from. And that what makes the blowing up the power circle. But go back to what y'all was saying. I brought this up before about the how to sell to a Negro. Like they made that to a point where I think that's what people still deal with today. Like, so basically they had them in the store and it was like, man, you gotta put the highest prices. You gotta do the certain things because they want to feel entitled. Not that they want it for themselves, but when they buy it, the first thing they say is, hey, watch when I go show whoop this. Or I'll go buy this car, look how this person gonna see me. You know what I'm saying? It's not even you getting this for yourself. You're going to buy some new furniture and shit because you want the reactions of your friends and whoever else to come see them. So I think a lot of that programming has fucked us.
Self-esteem, yeah, that's definitely from the media. The media is wicked. And like you said something that's true. People won't believe you when you tell them that they are being brainwashed or hypnotized, because there is hypnosis in music. It's programming. It's called programming for a reason. So we do have to have these conversations where we break stuff down and think, because that's the trick of the matrix and the trick of the media, to get people away from thinking, from asking questions. Low self-esteem, that creates the system a lot of money.
No, that's a fact.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You barring up right now. Talk that conscious, subconscious programming talk.
She got to talk about frequencies. I'm like, oh, she tapped in.
Yeah, because we all are. That's our nature. They get us out of our nature.
See
but
what?
we also assist.
No, facts. Because what happened with us, they stripped us of our identity. So we start to try and create our own identities. And we also lack self-validation. We want outside validation. So it's like, we want to be accepted by everybody else instead of saying, man, fuck their validation. We validated ourselves in our community.
Because
you know what I'm
we've
saying?
been programmed to look up to them because they started making us feel like we're worthless. Like when you just look at it like what Africa was to me as a child. Like Africa was something I didn't want to be associated with because I thought Africa was just naked people, bunch of cannibals eating on each other, like
little kids being flies flying around.
So
African booty scratchers.
Every commercial we see with the little kids that don't
fly on his face.
African booty scratchers. But when you really find out what it is, it's the richest, most beautiful place in the world.
Got all the resources.
All of the resources.
Everything you need.
Everything you need. Like that's who you want to be. But we've been taught to not want to be who we really are. And we lost our identity. So now we want to be like somebody else. We want their validation when we really need to be who we really are and go back to our roots. Like
kings and queens. We are luxurious. There's literally stardust in our skin. You understand that we heal faster? That's why they have to attack us so many ways. One attack, we like, thought you had something. You got to hit us multiple ways because we're resilient.
Like I always say, my kids are so sick of me saying this, melanin is worth more than gold.
Period.
Look this
It's
up.
true.
Look up the price of melanin. Your skin is worth more than a fucking brick of gold. Like right now, these other races are having a crisis because the planet is shifting. And if you don't have melanin, you eventually gonna die off. I forget was some notable name talked about this like 10 years ago. She said, y'all think I'm crazy. Wait 10 years. You're gonna start to see people in a rush to have babies with black people. And right now, what do you see? They're literally paying black men in some of these foreign countries to have babies. Like they're paying, like putting out ads and articles. Like they just had like a, what the fuck is you call that when you get a mixer of single black men to come out and these women trying to get impregnated because they're trying to get the melanin in their kids' skin because that's the only way their bloodline gonna survive. It's crazy.
Like melanin shots now.
Yeah, they taking melanin. They letting people buy. They selling your shit.
You can buy it. They getting shots and stuff now.
So that goes to the abortion. When these women, the queens are having these abortions, they're not killing those babies.
They're selling
They're using them for stem cells. They're using them for organs. You know, they're putting them in this fluid in the tube, just like the Matrix, and they're growing them. So that's why they try to encourage our women to have children. But I'm with you. I've been with you from the beginning. I don't lay with somebody if I don't know their family. If I lay with somebody and I get pregnant, it's gonna be taken care of. I know your family. They like me. You know, we copacetic no matter what happens, and I am very for that. I am very preventative. So I'm with you on that. We do need to stop having abortions because they are torturing our children. They're not killing them.
They're selling them on the black market. I don't know if you know, one of those big companies just got caught selling the fetuses on the black market. Like a lot of these sick fucks is eating these fetuses, thinking it's giving them power and shit like that. They actually have movies about, like, they put everything in the movies. Pay attention to what's going on. You abort your fucking baby, you think it's all good. Guess what? They shipped it up, black market. Some fucking billionaires eating your fucking seed, thinking he getting superpowers. Like, this is real shit that's going on, but they're gonna call you a conspiracy theorist for talking about it. Just like the 23andMe shit. They just got bought out. I forget exactly what company, so I gotta start doing better research. But they now own the rights to everybody who left a DNA sample. So imagine what they doing with that shit. Why would you buy that? You think it's for no reason? Are you crazy? You don't see this clone shit going on? Like, bro, y'all better start waking up. There's real shit going on in the world.
And I just want to say the biggest scam is that for black people, I want people or black people to realize that we're not trying to be like white people. Do y'all see white people wearing chains? Do y'all see white people really driving super expensive cars and going into super debt over a car or a trip?
They drive
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
They drive fly shit for sure.
You want to
At the expense.
I do want to say from experience.
I get what you're saying though, bro.
I get what you're saying, but from experience, that is a misconception. Because here's the thing. We had gold and stuff in Africa, diamonds. That was going outside playing with stuff. That's our natural culture.
That's us.
For them, they may not have a chain, but that T-shirt is $2,500.
Oh my God!
Those shoes are $6,000. You just don't know.
True.
That watch could be up to $500,000, baby. You just don't know. That pendant could be $1 million. You just don't know.
They just ain't got the swag.
So what I'm speaking on is
most
of the people that you're speaking on are fiscally responsible, or they're in a position where they can do that. So I'm not really speaking.
They robbing, stealing. They doing all kind of foul stuff too. They killing their parents.
I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that they're fiscally responsible and they're in a position to do that, right? So whereas we're not in a position to do that. So the scam is that they've ripped us of our identity and they've given us one to look after. That's actually not their cultures. So while we go into debt, while we become more unhealthy, trying to obtain this thing that is not actually possible, that's what they've given to us. They do something completely different. And so I feel like that is the biggest scam. Materialism, consumerism, capitalism. It's what white America has given to black people to gaze over. Meanwhile, they do something else within their own homes.
Branding.
I beg to differ because I'm with the millionaires and billionaires and multi-thousandaires. So I get what you're saying though, but I think we're going to word it different. We're going to say we're not saving and we don't have a plan before we're buying, and maybe some of our motives are different.
Yeah, because the black dollar is the most, we spend the most money. So we actually damn near accumulate and run through the most money. It's just the fact we don't put it in the right channels to be able to actually live that way for long periods of time.
We're not owning.
Right.
We're not owning, but they also stole our stuff.
Of course, no. I'm just saying that.
They're the biggest thieves ever.
Of course.
These people are nasty.
That's a fact.
I really want to get in their ass, but we'll get to it in another time.
That's a fact.
Because they do stuff. Like these insurance, they really do be killing their parents and their children for insurance.
Oh, I believe it.
That don't get talked about enough.
It doesn't. About
the head start that they got. Like they paint us as the criminals, but they're doing the most crime, the most profitable crime. We doing petty shit. Type of shit they doing is next fucking level. I don't get talked about enough how that trickles down to their communities, and they done stole whole communities and this and that. But I don't like to cry victim, because if you don't do anything to defend the shit that's getting stolen, you damn near agreeing with it. So that's always my plight to our people. Okay, we know all this. How long y'all want to cry about it?
Right.
Oh, they took this. We need to go to court. Okay, did they go to court to take it? Nah, they didn't. They just came and took your shit. So what the fuck y'all ready to do? If you're not going to do nothing but cry and complain, you're not going to get no results. That's always my stance on it. But they'll call you a radical once you get to talking like that.
Let them.
I'm just saying, if you look at the destructive culture that we have been given, it was given to us by some record execs which don't look anything like us. So that's all that I'm saying, is that the basis of our culture, of what we follow, was given to us by, you could say Jewish, white, whatever you want to say, and they do something completely different. And so the key is to understand that. Like, we're trying to get those things, like you said, to buy a Negro to obtain whiteness in a way, because that's what it is. Status to you is whiteness. We're trying to be closer to whiteness. And when you realize that they've given us or sold us a lie and the truth is really over here somewhere else, that's what I feel like what we need to do. But I do think that, again, the scam comes from those white people. That's what they gave us. They gave us our culture, if that's what you even want to call it, and that's not really what it is.
A lot of things we actually learn from them when it comes to the destructive behavior, because a lot of things we knew already and we taught them, and then it ended up being used against us. So in a deeper sense, we was too welcoming in the first fucking place.
Yes, we are. We are very loving, welcoming people, and that's our problem.
Okay, let me ask y'all this though, because you talk to the average person, they got the I don't want to hear that bullshit Sharif mindset. I don't want to hear that conscious shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Like I'm literally talking to people where they like, I don't want to hear that shit. We talk about shifting the message in the music. They're gonna tell you, I don't want to hear that shit. Turn that shit off. We talk about like this on the podcast. Turn that shit off. Where's the pop the balloon shit and all the that's the shit that they're consuming, and that's what they want to consume. So how does our community combat that to make this the cool shit? Because right now they're gonna say this some lame ass shit.
More minds have to be cultivated, in my opinion, and the like-minded people have to build more of a structure together. And once they start seeing that, then it might, in my mind, in a sense, it would become cool. The more people you seeing, like we talk about aggressive intelligence or certain things in life, the majority follows. You know what I'm saying? So once they start to see a certain movement, if we had a good enough strong men and certain people to get to a point like this, how we finna meet, this how we finna start moving together, and we really moving and they seeing this in action, a lot of people is gonna want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Then a lot of times, and people who saying that, they just really crying out. That's just their way of crying. And I've seen that shit in prison so many times to where everybody want peace. Like, and they just begging for somebody to walk in front of the knife and say, like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, but the thing is, we so masculine to where we don't want to admit it. Like, we feel like that's a sign of weakness if we were to express that, if I was to agree with what you're saying and be on this positive shit. But everybody really want it. The one who's saying that they don't want it, that's their way of just crying out because they got some trauma that they need to deal with and they don't know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is that we have to start with the younger people. And sometimes, because a lot of times it's going to be the old fools who are going to be saying that. The younger ones are impressionable. They might say that shit, but once you pull them to the side and break it down to them, they're going to be with the program.
Look, quick PSA, because you spoke on the younger ones. I seen some disgusting shit that I got to address. I don't know if y'all seen it, but y'all can chime in if y'all did. This fucking 20v1 balloon game. Oh, yeah. They just had little ass kids. I'm talking about maybe 10 and under.
That was that little boy here, rapper, right?
It's Lil RT's a rapper. They had him on the show, and they got 20 little girls to come up and talk about dating. I'm talking about these are fucking kids. Whoever is behind that, tap in, because I need a fade. You's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Whoever parents signed up, their kids up for that, all y'all need y'all ass beat. Yeah, we can't blame white people for this. We can't blame the Jews for this. This is us doing this shit. And all you weird ass motherfuckers that watch that, somebody needs to smack the shit out of y'all. Yeah, real shit. Like, this is, how low do you gotta get? You had 20 fucking little girls doing a 20v1 with a fucking kid rapper. Where you think they gonna end up in 10 years? Like he said, they gonna be fucking before 12, and the parents are signing them up to do it for a little bit of clout.
And parents,
fucking disgusting, bro. That was an embarrassing moment for black culture. We can't even defend that shit.
No, yeah, a lot of parents think that's cool too. We gotta stop accepting that shit.
That with it.
Yeah, that ain't us. That's the weird. And to be honest with you, let's keep it real. Like, that's the minority of the black population. It's just what we see.
That's what the demons put out there.
But look, you've been to prison. If you from a certain car, you from the Compton car. Somebody from Compton fuck up, guess what? You might not agree with it, but they rep that car. So every other race is looking like, hey, y'all handle that or we handle that. So that's the stance I got. I'm going by those politics. Y'all black, guess what? Y'all fucking up, discipline time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. You got to disown that shit and you got to shoot it down. But at the same time, we got to say that's not who we are. We don't do that shit. That's
Don't
not us.
accept it. Don't claim it.
Yeah,
Don't receive
that's
it.
not us. Use a weirdo. That's not black culture.
Oh,
That's
yeah, weirdo culture.
I get that. I feel like
Pedophiles.
I do agree we got to despise and talk down on those type of people. But from the outside looking in, they're still going to associate that with us because
Exactly.
the
Y'all
color of
stop
the
associating
skin.
that with
No,
us. That's
it's
not us.
impossible because the color of the skin is what I'm saying. So outside looking in, other races is going to look at that. Look at these motherfuckers. Like, they doing more weirdo shit. So that's the only difference. But like you said, I think we need to continue to talk down on that and despise those type of people when it comes to that.
We need to step on that. Like, literally, we need to step on that. I done seen a couple people make videos, but I ain't really seen no major platforms who really got a voice to get out there talking about this shit. Like, that shit was crazy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Some people scared to talk about it. Like, again, they putting the morals in the back seat for the bag.
And a lot of people truly believe that this shit is just harmless fun.
Right.
And they're programmed to believe that this shit is harmless fun. That's what we went against the other night. Like, people don't see how it's harmful. People don't understand the programming, the subconscious programming, and how powerful words and images are in your subconscious. So they don't understand that. So they think, oh, little girl shaking their butt, go ahead, have fun. Y'all just got a little boyfriend, girlfriend, they kissing over here at 5, 6, 7 years old. They just having fun. No, these are things that they're learning from watching the adults, really, because it's monkey see, monkey do when you little. And then they carry it on until they do something that's too grown at too young. And now they have to deal with those repercussions.
Black people, we got to stop having so much motherfucking fun and start handling business. Handle the business, then have the fun. We the only culture that only want to have fun. Like, that's all y'all want to do is have fun? Like, come on, bro. Let the women have the fun. Like, even the men out here trying to have fun. Like, bro, we got to be the ones handling business. Let them go have fun while we handling business. We all can't be having fun. We the laughingstock of the motherfucking world at the price of having fun. Like, no, let's start getting more business-minded. Let's start getting more serious. Like, just us and our platform. We got a reputation of, damn, y'all too serious. How the fuck we too serious? Because we talking about real life events. People literally tell us like, yeah, man, y'all come in the room and the whole aura shift. Like, damn, we act like we gotta. I'm like, come on, bro, because we carry ourselves with a certain aura. You niggas just want to have fun. No, I don't want to be the laughing stock of the world. When they think of us and they think of putting great minds in the room, okay, we finna put Elon Musk in here. We finna put Andrew Tate in here. We finna put the creator of Facebook in here. Who are they talking about putting us in there? Who's the names?
Yeah.
Shout out to Billy Carson. He one of them.
He might be
the only one that I'm seeing.
Out of like 3 people, he might
outside
be
of us on this panel. So that's the culture shift we trying to make. When they saying their names, guess what? We got some notable names that can go in the rooms and have them conversations as well. Because just imagine, we get Elon Musk on the 20v1. What the fuck y'all finna talk about with this man?
Yeah.
He's putting shit to space and all type of, and you want to, hey, Elon, pop this balloon. Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all niggas is clowns, bro. This shit disgusting. I'm gonna start smacking you niggas,
and
man.
that's what it is. It's like we've embraced the clown culture. Like, you have to be a clown in order to be, we think we have to be clowns in order to be somebody. It started with Superfly. Superfly was a clown. You had the big hair, big shoes, and all that type of shit. The pimps, all that shit. We just took on that clown behavior. We want to be flashy and out there. And now, it's like younger people started following the lead and thinking we got to be clowns in order to be successful or to be recognized. So we got to kill that clown behavior.
And we have programs like the Big Brother, Big Sister program that guys could go out and volunteer for. We have a lacking of our people in substantial organizations like that. And let's just say city hall meetings. It might be 1 or 2 black people up in there. So we have to step it up because, like I said, there's a lot of us not doing nothing. And we could get out and get active in a positive way.
Look, this is another topic that needs to be highlighted in the black community. Fitness. I'm sick and tired of being the fattest race on the planet. 8 out of 10 of our women overweight or obese. And a lot of you dudes ain't doing no better. Y'all running around talking about this baller belly, dad bod shit. You niggas is clowns, bro. You niggas can't do 10 pull-ups, 25 straight push-ups. Like, it's fucking disgusting, bro. We need to set the bar, raise the bar on what's acceptable. Your look determines how people respect you. I don't care how you want to sugarcoat it. before you open your mouth, when you step in a room, your body speaks for you. Not the fashion, none of that shit, because when you're fit, you are the fashion. It don't matter what you put on. You stand out, it pop. Yeah. You walk in with a t-shirt and some shorts on. Guess what? I'm going to stand out more than you with all that bullshit Gucci shit on and that fat ass baller belly. Like, come on, bro. We got to get this shit together. We got to start setting the standards for the next generation because it's fucking disgusting. I'm tired of going in the gyms and there's no black people in there. It ain't just the black women. You niggas ain't in there.
For sure.
It's a couple of y'all in there, but for the majority of these other races is lapping niggas.
Yeah, and that has changed over time. The brainwashing and the programming is very rare. The hypnosis, we have really gotten out of ourselves because we had the best bodies for centuries, honey.
Right.
Centuries we had the best bodies. And for me, you look at any of my exes, they've always been fit, but it's not the physique, it's the mindset that I'm attributing to. I don't want nobody lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm trying to look good at 80. I need you around. I don't want you with illness. I'm not changing your diaper. Get it together. You have to love yourself in order to get it together, and that's when we go back to the media and the brainwashing. They have implemented things that get us to not love ourselves. Because when you don't love yourself, it's big money for them. You're very self-destructive, it's big money for them. So we have to get that love back into us, and we have to hit that youth and keep planting seeds.
What does loving yourself look like to you?
Loving yourself means eating correctly, having the proper people around you. And my mentor says this, she said, if you don't enjoy your own company, why would I want to be around you? You don't love yourself. You should be in your room having a good old time by yourself. You don't need people. You need the energy of the Most High God. You need to be on that higher level frequency. And that's what loving yourself is. You're looking at what you're eating, what you're consuming, what you're watching, what you're listening to. I could hear something and the beat be knocking and everything. But my spirit would tell me something isn't right because I love myself that much. I have a extra sense. You know what I mean? Cleanliness, fitness. Loving yourself it entails so much. Your thoughts. What you speak, how you treat others.
No, that's facts. See, people call me crazy when I say don't trust a fat person. They can't trust themselves. You're eating yourself to death. How the fuck can I trust you when you don't trust yourself? You can't trust yourself. You don't care about yourself. I know you don't care about me. Your decision making is off because you know everything is wrong about this. Everything points to an early grave, and yet you still indulge and do it anyway. So you ain't the type of person I need to be building with anyway. I don't trust you motherfuckers. Y'all shouldn't even be able to vote. If you ask me, they gonna call me a radical. Sit your fat ass to the back and let the fit people run society, because at least they got common sense to take care of themselves. But that's a whole nother topic. But
it's important though. It is very, very important because we talk about couples and everything and black love. And they were saying that black women don't want the nerd and all this other stuff. And it's like, no, that's not true. Black women don't want the belly. Don't nobody want to lay up under no belly.
I don't know. Some of these black women be saying they like it. You know what I'm saying?
But see,
I agree. I agree it's cap, but by them doing that is still allowing these men to accept themselves the way they is. And women want a lot of men to be a certain way, but then they want the men to accept them as they are.
Hey fellas, any woman tells you they like a dad bod, they like a baller belly, and you believe it, you're a fucking idiot. What they're trying to do is, number one, they know if you're fit, you're going to hold them accountable. And they ain't planning on being fit. So, number two, they want to dim your light. They thinking other women ain't going to like this shit. So, by you being unfit, they thinking that you're going to be loyal to them. They don't know fat niggas cheat too. These fat ass niggas is fucking bitches like everybody else. But if a woman can drive you to self-destruct, you ain't a man in my eyes anyway. Bitch, you like baller belly, you like that. Okay, you ain't the type of woman for me anyway, because type of woman I need, you need to be in the fitness. I don't give a fuck. Fit or die, that's point blank period. But since we run out of time, let me get y'all views on this. Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, dropped out of the presidential race. Kamala Harris took her place. Is she suitable to lead the nation? Is a woman suitable? Not just her, any woman, period. Because I have my own stance on it. I can give it now or I can save it. Hey, what y'all want to do?
Fuck Kamala Harris. Straight like that. She gets no support from me.
Before I vote for Trump, I vote for Kamala. And it's because you got to look at what do presidents do anyway. I think we get lost on presidential elections when really presidents don't have any power. Most of the shit that affect our communities is local elections, governors, mayors, the Senate, legislative branches, judges. Those are the people who really affect our community mostly. Presidents can't do shit without Congress.
Do you think other nations will respect her or respect us in the U.S. as a woman as her stature being president?
I mean, they don't respect. They ain't gonna.
I'm saying, but when Trump was in, they wasn't acting the way they acting now.
They respect for sure.
Trump was cool with everybody
I don't think.
But he let them know. He let them know. He let them know it's gonna be up if y'all try something.
He did.
We don't come have a sit down and be cool.
But at the same time, he never. People tried their hand. He never did shit. I think all that shit is. I think this president shit we getting too long.
It's another circus too. Huh?
It's another distraction. Yeah. While we focusing on presidents, we got motherfuckers in Congress, Senate. We got mayors. We got judges. We got prosecutors in our local venues who are all getting in place and who are really having a direct impact on our communities. And presidents, that shit don't matter. Like
I agree.
She solely had negative impacts on a lot of parts of our communities and as people as our race as a whole.
She had a direct hand on deteriorating our community. But I'm gonna say this for me.
I can't really say that because that's just the law. She was a prosecutor.
Hiding evidence, that ain't part of your job. Making sure people are sitting in jail longer than their sentence, specifically our people. I don't know no DA that's a part of their job when they sign up. I mean, maybe in the fine print.
Yeah, but that's not like, I know law and I study that shit, and her as an attorney general was not directly. She has the power to direct other lower prosecutors on what charges to and not to file. But then you go back like people talking about her and marijuana. What, 1,500? Go to Louisiana, go to conservative state. You getting 15,000 in a week. For petty shit that's going to prison.
That's cool, but she still did it though.
They highlight the marijuana, but she's done way beyond more than that. And on top of that, like he was just saying, they're asking you for DNA evidence for certain things for a man for a crime, and you trying to push to not let the evidence be brought to free this man.
Yeah, but
to kind of find out he was innocent on top of that.
Look, hold on, before we go down that rabbit hole.
What prosecutor don't do that?
Hold on.
That's every prosecutor.
I don't care about who. Listen, hold on. Listen, I don't care about what prosecutor do. She did. So, and I'm gonna say this.
The one in question.
I'm gonna say this because a lot of people are not gonna like what I'm finna say. Number one, a woman should never be the head of the nation at all. Like, zero. I don't care what race, what creed. I don't care what college she went to. A woman should never, ever, under any circumstances, as long as men exist, rule over a nation of men. Like, that's against God's coding. Women are supposed to follow men. Now, you can say, oh, the men in question aren't built or suited to lead. Cool. Go find some who are, and let's pick from them. Now, we all know the president is a puppet, whatever the case, but majority of society believes this person is in power. So that's what I think of when I think of presidential elections. Okay, you really think this person is finna run the country? So any man in my eyes who will vote for a woman to run the country got to put a skirt on. That's to me. Because would a woman run your household? Fuck no. The police force, 99% men. Military, 99% men. Firefighters, 99% men. Construction, 99% men. The oil field, 99% men. Roofers, bricklayers. You talk about any infrastructure that runs the world and keeps it going. Men are behind that. How in the fuck can we have a woman over that?
I ain't gonna say that. Look at England. The Queen run it.
The Queen run it?
Yeah. Parliament is behind it, but we're talking the same thing now. She's the face of it.
She's a puppet just like you just said the president.
We're saying.
But there's men behind that.
Exactly. And the same thing in the U.S. The Congress is behind it.
You can't find any civilization in the history of the world who withstood the test of time with a woman running it. Not one. They all have been destructed.
Well, you could say the same thing for men because is a constant of destruction and
Thrown and
rebuild.
dethroned.
So-
Yeah,
But the difference is, as the world is improving, men are still behind it.
And
So
even
though this
the
nation
ones that was
failed,
thrown and dethroned, it was men conquering men.
No,
exactly,
I
it wasn't a
agree.
woman coming
I
to
agree.
conquer that. And besides that, women lead and think with emotions. If you need a leader who can put the emotions to the back seat and think with logic. With a woman, this is no hate. This is no hate to women. I love women. Women have a role in society. I love them. It's just not leading society. You need someone who can think strategically and logically without the emotion attached.
And let's get back into it. Trump more of a bitch in that case than Kamala, because that's one of the most emotional, unstable, sensitive motherfuckers I done seen.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, let's not talk about what he said in the media. Let's look at what he's actually done compared to what Kamala has actually done. So if I look at what Trump did those 4 years, a lot of things he did benefited black people directly. You look at Kamala,
PPD?
all she's done is fuck niggas. Name one thing she's ever done to improve the betterment for the black community. As a matter of fact, she literally said on camera, I'm not doing nothing to specifically help black people.
But she specifically helped every other race.
And specifically, they're helping LGBT. They're specifically helping other communities that you can't say or you'll get banned and canceled. But when it comes to her people, which let's be real, we're not her people, bro.
Ain't she like Indian or some
She's
shit?
half Indian and she's always identified as that until it's time to get the black vote. Now you eating greens, bitch. We don't even eat greens with hamburgers.
You said her birth certificate say Caucasian?
Wait,
Come on,
Indian?
man.
Where Indian come from?
Her family.
Yeah,
So her mother is
and then
Indian,
the Indians
dad
even
is
came and
Jamaican.
said, "We not. She
Her
ain't
dad is
representing
who?
us."
Her dad is Jamaican.
Jamaican, yeah,
mother's
West
Indian.
Indian,
She went
yeah.
to a HBCU. She was AKA. So there's some remnants there, I guess you could say. I just think that
I think
not to cut you off, but I think that just we've only seen her in the last 4 years, maybe 2 times, and it was in the beginning of Biden's presidency when she pandered for black votes, and at the end when she's trying to pander for more black votes. So for me, I haven't heard her say enough. I don't think in a matter of from now until election season and being in office, there's enough time to formulate a plan as a president and some sort of message for us to rally behind. So I don't think she, for one, is going to be prepared enough. 2, we don't really know her stance on any politics whatsoever. We don't know her stance on immigration. We don't know her we know her stance on prison type shit, but through a prosecutor.
Oh, we know her stance
but we
because she's on the Dems. She's
well,
with
what
all
I'm saying
that
is
old
that
shit over there.
we don't have anything. She's never came out like when Barack was a president. Biden had came out and has spoken and gave certain speeches at times where we at least knew what he might
his direction
do
was going.
if he got into office. With Kamala, we really don't know anything. All we know is she shows up when it's time to get black
Well,
shit.
I think the biggest thing is like nobody's gonna help black people. Nobody has helped us for 400 years. We can't expect no policy. We can't expect anything out of anybody to help us. We have to help ourselves. The problem with black people is we have been enslaved mentally. We have no hope. We have no faith. So to see a black person like Barack or a black woman to be in a high space, that gives us a bit of hope. That boosts our esteem. That now gives us that identity that we never thought we could have. And that's all I expect from anybody. And as a kid, I think that's all we have to do is give our kids the ability to hope and give them the esteem to where they can go believe that they can accomplish something and do it themselves. But I don't expect anybody to give us a helping hand.
I'm gonna say this,
but
she's helped.
Hold on, let me say this about the hope. They gave you false hope. Obama came in and gave gays more rights than niggas ever had in their life. So how much, I don't give a fuck about this identity shit. That's how black people are programmed to identify with identity politics. Now, Trump is not going to specifically say, hey, black people, I'm gonna do this. But guess what? Trump said, build the fucking wall. Guess what? The immigrants are in here getting free housing, getting free money from our black tax dollars. So that's directly affecting us. So no, he didn't directly come do something for us, but guess what? By him saying build that wall and keep them motherfuckers out, that helped us. Everybody I know had more money when Trump was in office. The gas was down, the grocery was down. So I'm looking at politics.
Okay.
He came to the HBCUs, offered them millions and millions of dollars, and niggas said, fuck you, the news said you're racist. I don't want the money. That's the type of shit niggas do. They listen to the news, and let's be real, bro. In the 90s, every nigga was saying, I want Trump money. Trump is cool. He was in every rap video. He was chilling with the rappers. He was at the WWF events. Niggas loved Trump. The second he started running for office and the news said, hey, he's racist, now all of a sudden every nigga believe he's racist.
My only refute to that, or my interjection with that is that's like when niggas don't know you or they know you, then you get a podcast, now niggas hate you. It's kind of the same thing. Like niggas don't really know who Trump or what his stances are on certain things until he becomes the president. Now it's like, oh, that's how you was.
That's how you certain things. Nah, but he's saying like he's saying he could be in certain venues in certain places, but do you really know this person? Do you know what he's doing behind the scenes?
It comes out once you're running for office. It comes out how he let Howard Stern.
And I think it was more so rhetoric.
But even if you say hope, I cannot sit here and have hope in somebody who specifically sat there on TV and said, I'm not doing nothing specifically for black people. It don't matter. She didn't even have to say that shit.
It's not about having hope in the person, but just having the esteem to believe that you can reach that same height.
Barack already did it.
Yeah, but okay, what about black women?
No woman should be running the country. That's what I'm saying. Black, white,
she's not even really black.
Hope to feel like that they can't have the chance to be in a high position.
They better go get Michelle then.
Hold on. Answer me this. How do you have hope in someone who doesn't even identify as black? The news article's been calling her a fucking Indian for the longest.
That's how fucked up we is.
Hold on, and she's never corrected it. And the second she needs black votes, how is this not disrespectful to you? The second she needs black votes, what does she do? Go to the fucking Waffle House.
The bitch went and bought some black records. Bitch, if you that old, you supposed to have them in the house already.
Hold on, but this is what I'm saying. This identity politics. So the whole 4 years Biden was in office, how many times you seen her eating greens or doing all this theatrical shit that they know this how stupid niggas are. Just do some shit that they like and you invited to the barbecue. Go do the fucking electric slide, eat some greens, have some hot sauce in your purse, and you got niggas votes.
Eat some chicken.
Niggas don't even care about the policies. I see women are voting strictly because she's a woman.
Thing in Georgia.
But this is the difference between white people. We expect certain things from white people. You're at a different standard when you're trying to identify yourself as one of us. We're going to, and I'm going to despise you more for selling out because I expect that from white people or whatever, any other race. They're going to stick to their race 9 times out of 10 and benefit them.
And look, this is the crazy part with Barack. Police shootings on blacks went up when he was in office the whole 4 years. How many times did he address that shit? No, I'm not saying that's not his fault. How many times did he go speak out against the cops that was doing it? What did he do? Give the gays more rights.
No, I think you gotta sleep on Barack because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Man, Barack ain't do shit for niggas.
Specifically,
I ain't gonna lie, he helped niggas in prison though.
Specifically,
I was getting that free lotion and shit. Barack can't do shit for niggas. Give me that free lotion. They have Obamacare.
He made niggas comfortable slaves.
Specifically with what you just said is what people don't understand is Barack appointed judges who were against police brutality. Look at the opinions of Sotomayor. And then you look at the conservative judges who allowed that shit to go on. Because we got to remember, it's the judges in Congress who control the nation. So we got judges in place who going to interpret the law in our favor, then that's all we can really ask for. But when you have judges in place who interpret the law against us, then we fuck. You see it happening with Trump now. Trump put judges in place who interpret the law in his favor. So now he has the Supreme Court who's going to interpret everything in his favor. And that shit is affecting all of us. Those are the things that really matter. I don't give a fuck if they put a motherfucking gorilla in the seat of the president. That shit is not going to have an impact unless who that motherfucker appoint as a judge.
We fuck regardless.
Look,
if you trying to find out the lesser of the evils, we fuck no matter who get in there. And in black people, we got to do our own shit at the end of the fucking day.
At the end of the day.
Yes, we do. I agree with that.
I
agree with that, but my stance is still, If you a grown ass man voting to be led by a fucking woman, I gotta question your manhood. I just do. It's just no way a nation of men, like without us, the nation is cooked.
But you know the problem though? Here's why. Men don't vote. So that's even the real, you know what I'm saying?
Shit, men vote.
There's a lot of niggas out there running to vote
They're
for
talking
her.
about vote for Kamala right now.
When you look at the percentage of people who vote, men are the least likely to vote.
It's true.
So that our men opinion, that shit ain't gonna even fly. The women are ones who gonna be lining up at the polls.
They easier to program.
And they,
All of them said they voted for her just because they think she's black.
yeah.
And she's
Black
and
people.
gonna-
But just
woman,
look at that though. The fact that people are inspired
Inspired to do what?
to
the
go
whole-
out and vote.
She was locking niggas up. What you
But
inspired by?
still, people are inspired to vote. That shows
They're not
that it
inspired. They just want to vote because it's a woman and she black. If that show defining why you
There you
believing
go.
in a person, exactly, that shows your IQ is nothing. Zero to shit.
The thing,
That's where we are right now.
Exactly.
And listen, that's how easy it is to fuck niggas over. Just put somebody black there and they're gonna support it.
I believe
even though this person
It's not good for us.
is not good for you, it's not good for your people, it's actually a detriment to your people. Just the fact that this person is black, I'm inspired. No.
They doing another experiment
Guess
on
what?
niggas right
They
now.
had house
in
niggas.
real time.
Yes,
Was
they
we
are.
inspired by the house nigga who was, hey, Master, they just ran away. I see where they went. And your fucking baby got lynched because you ran away? And the nigga that looked like you pointed him out? Is that inspiring? Because he a nigga? No, fuck these niggas. Either you're with us or you're not. What Kendrick say? Not like us. She's not like us. Bitch, we don't eat greens with hamburgers. That's not black shit. Fucking goofy.
at the end of the day, Trump ain't for us either. We cannot expect anything from a president, and that's where we going wrong at.
I think
we're expecting something from a president. It ain't happening 400 years.
I don't expect shit from none
Well,
of their
Trump
ass.
is
I
going to
never
win.
did.
Trump is more than likely going to win because I think people too are realizing like the whole left and the Democratic, fear monger that they did do the last election. We survived Trump one election, so I think at this point people are not. I would think that a lot of people are not afraid of what's to come if he becomes president again. I think there's a lot of fear mongering still from the left that's trying to make it seem like if he becomes president again, it's going to be this race war and all these crazy things are going to happen, which is a possibility. But I just think, again, we're looking at somebody who's experienced that we've heard, we've seen over 4 years compared to somebody that we've never seen or really heard anything from, and the only position of power they've really held.
But that's where
The
they were
thing,
at
the
with
thing
the
that people are fearing the most, though,
Was a
is
prosecutor.
Project 2025. I believe maybe not this one, but we need to get more into that and break that down so people can understand.
Look, we're gonna break that down, but I will say this: Project 2025 is not Trump.
He
But
came
the-
out-
Trump's not behind that.
Yeah, but
he didn't write that
I
up.
know, but they're putting it as he's going to push that forward when he gets in. That's
just-
that's the way the media is putting it.
Trump's behind something. It's not Project 2025, but like you said, we'll get into another episode because that shit gonna go way deep. But Project 2025 ain't shit, bro. We've been black for how many years?
Right.
We've been living everything that's in that
Listen.
thing. We've been living. So what the
Listen.
fuck is y'all scared about? It was illegal to be black. Y'all talking about Project 2025? The only thing I care about is the policies. I don't give a fuck what you say on Twitter. I don't give a fuck if you don't even like me. If the policies are gonna help me and my people succeed, we can agree to disagree. Fuck me, fuck you. Let's get this money. Let's get this economy back. Let's get these American jobs back. Because right now, niggas is, he said black jobs. Well, guess what? A lot of y'all black asses ain't got a job. So these is black jobs.
Listen,
that these motherfuckers
It's
is
a
taking.
million jobs out there.
I hate how delusional we
My
act
daughter
about
get a
that,
job
though.
when she want one.
Like, we don't know
So
what a
it's
black
like-
job is.
Females
Guess what? A
different,
welder,
though.
that's a black job.
Listen.
A carpenter, that's a black job. Truck driver, black job. Like, scientists, black job. Judges, lawyers, like, from A to Z is black jobs.
The
Black
thing
people working
is, you
this
gotta
shit.
want to work first. If
You
you
gotta
ain't, if
wanna-
you ain't
yeah.
got the motivation to get up and go get it, it don't matter
And that's
what's
on
out
us.
there. It's a
No, that's a
thousand.
fact.
There's many
However,
jobs
I
out
will
there.
say my first case that I won was discrimination from Ana Martinez, Latina, and they were firing anybody who wasn't Latin and replacing them with her family members and stuff like that. They do that, and I love my Hispanics because in California, I'm a native Cali. We grew up close with our Mexicanos. El Salvadorians, you know, so it's not a race thing that I'm coming against them, but they have this camaraderie that is over a boundary. It's too much to where they will lie on your black ass.
No, they do it in schools, they do it in everything.
I mean,
I'm not gonna say it's too much.
This is a real thing. I think
just don't
I'm gonna say we're not doing it enough. See, they get
that's
jobs
it.
and they do what you said. I'm finding a way to get everybody else out and get my people in. We get jobs and we want to be the only nigga there.
Yeah.
That's the mindset we got. It's crazy. But
So maybe we need a balance because I'm not with that. I like my job. If I want to get you on, I'm gonna get you on. I'm not about the plant stuff on this person.
Then you just gotta look at how capitalism play a big role in that also, because you know what I'm saying, once a certain group of people have all of the wealth, they're looking to give it to their own first anyway.
that's a fact.
That's true.
That's a fact.
That's what we're suffering from now. How capitalism without integrity, they own everything and we're excluded. They're including their own. And we gonna have to go out and get our own. We can't expect shit from no president. Only thing that's holding us back is our willingness to go out and get it. We have to boost our esteem. We have to boost our morale. We have to believe that we're greater than this, and then we got to get our shit and go the fuck back to Africa and invest it over there.
Okay, look, I ain't gonna say go back to Africa. I'm a Cali boy. Yeah, Ruckus would have loved that. I'm a Cali boy and I'm American, and I believe fuck that. This is my home. Shout out to Africa, but I don't speak none of the languages over there. You feel me? I done been there one time. I'm not moving to Africa, bro. I love America. I'm American, but I'm black as well. So this is our home as much as anybody else. So all that flea shit, I'm not with that. You're not running me out of nowhere.
Remember, the continents were together at one point in time.
Pangea?
There are artifacts of our people all over the world.
That's what I'm saying.
This
We
whole
the first
thing
to
is
step.
ours.
We the
Of
first to
course.
step foot everywhere.
That's true.
Further you go back in history,
This is ours. I'm not going nowhere.
the blacker
You
it get,
out.
the darker it get. But I'm gonna say this: just black people actually analyze things politically. Like he said, the president, okay, cool, that's cool. Local politics. While we so focused on the president every 4 years, Congress in there for fucking life. They the ones really pulling strings, but behind the scenes, why we not getting them up out of there every 4 years?
At the end of the day, it's time to stand up.
We need to do some work.
We see the same shit going on. Our people getting knocked off. We going to jail, and we out here.
And presidents ain't
doing what
changing
we doing.
that.
Ain't nobody
All
gonna
that
change
shit,
it. Yeah.
we got to
We
go
gotta
on a
do
lower
it.
level and ourselves.
when the Panthers got put together, they put everything else aside to destroy the Panthers. That's how strong they knew that shit would have became.
Yeah.
And that's how the point where we need to get now to a point.
Absolutely.
And this is my thing. If you're not in the game, your voice don't matter. We don't have enough people in the game. We got to get more skin in the game. We got to get more people in these local offices.
Yeah.
We need to get more people in Congress. We need to get more people sitting on these judge panels and these attorneys and prosecutors. We need more skin in the game.
And that's where we have the most strength. We have more power in deciding that than we do worrying about a motherfucking president.
That's true, but
Yeah.
every time we get the ones that get in there, look what they turn into. They turn into their ass.
The problem is that, again, it goes back to the conversation we've been having about community and getting the youth. You know, we have to push people being congressmen and doctors and lawyers and good old Joe Schmo instead of being that other way of life. You know, you have to give kids the view of you don't necessarily have to go through trauma to make it. You can go down this structured path and you can make it. Look at X, Y, and Z that looks just like you that did so. So it's a full circle. We have to get the youth and make them understand that there is a whole nother way that you can go. That I'm not going to say you go unscathed because nobody goes unscathed, but it can be an easier walk in a different way.
But for us,
you're gonna have your
to say
difficulties.
all that, then go against what he just said makes no sense. I understand, we do need to get people in there, but that's basically what he was saying in the first place with the Kamala being whatever the fuck her name is, getting in office. So I don't know, all that shit bullshit. We just got to build our own and make our own and make everything black again.
Man, fuck that bitch, period. She's not good for the country. She ain't good for black people. She's not like us. Bitch, go back over there and stay over there.
I want to mention something about strategy, though, because the people of other races, particularly, I don't want us to get banned or anything, but y'all know who I'm talking about because everybody get banned when you mention them. Mm-hmm. They will raise a child to be a sheriff. Mm-hmm. They will raise a child to be in Congress. They would raise a child to be a judge. We're not doing that. And looking at genes, you know, I wouldn't even sleep with somebody I wouldn't want to have a mutant child by. That child's going to be a genius.
Child is
But
crazy.
really,
I don't, you know, we need to be more conscious and more aware of what we're doing.
really, they ain't even got to raise nobody to be that. They just let
But they do.
us
That's
be
all
it,
I'm saying.
and they're just
Play
paid.
the opposite.
We need to understand-
They're funded.
They're
Yeah.
funded.
Hey, look, we got like 8 minutes left.
No, we need to understand that. We need to understand that the business owners, the small business owners, the lawyer, the doctor, whatever, you know, type of job, you're more likely to get that job and succeed at focusing on that than if you do go and be a rapper or a ball player or something that is more pushed to us. So we have to start switching again what we push to our kids and really breaking it down to them. Because when they see, hold on, so if I do this is a 1 in a million compared to this, I mean, it becomes a little bit more real in my opinion.
Okay, with that, I'm gonna just say this. Because kids don't give a fuck about what you talking about. They care
I think
about what
they do.
No, they don't care. They care about what they see. So we could tell them, hey, we need to do this. You could be more successful. We gotta start leading by example. Because if your parents just saying shit, kids are smart. They looking at you like, well, why the fuck you ain't doing it? If the kids see you go open that small business and become successful and start to build wealth, guess what? Then they'll follow that path. But the only thing they can see is that rapper got that big ass chain and he got that fly ass car and he getting all the girls and she taking all the trips. That's what they see. They see mom and dad broke as fuck, struggling to get by, trying to get him advice. They don't give a fuck about what you talking about. We got to lead by example. So it is also on the older generations to step it up. You can't talk about it and not be walking about it.
I agree, but I also think that when you have a good relationship with your child and respect and you raise them up a certain way, they value what you say. So they can understand the nuance, in my opinion, more so than just being like, oh, well, mom is broke. Well, dad is broke. They not on shit. Like, I think it's more than that if you have that good relationship with your parents and you respect
from
them.
the beginning. And I also want to say that we need to change something about exposing our children to brokenness and normalizing that. I don't believe in a child really knowing that you're broke and struggling and stuff like that. There are some conversations you're not supposed to have with your child that we do. And I've gotten on some of my mentees' parents about that. So we do need to get to the youth. And when we get close to the youth, we can tap in little conversations with their parents.
See, but y'all can say that
mindset.
too, but it goes back to what they see. Because if they got a friend that's getting everything the fuck he wants,
that's
and I'm asking you, you like, well, I can't get it. They gonna know, yeah. My
And
people
I seen
can't
it
afford that
when
shit.
I was 6 years old, moved from Compton, moved to North Long Beach, Carmelitos. At the time, North Long Beach was all white. Carmelitos was the only black section in North Long Beach. And we used to go to school with all these white kids. Before then, I never knew we was broke. I thought the projects to Carmelita, I thought that shit was paradise. Until we went to school, Claire Barnt, with all these little white kids who had lunch pails and we was getting free lunch tickets. And that's when I realized, man, we ain't shit. We broke. That shit had an impact on my esteem.
Hey, adults,
Yeah.
stop thinking these kids are as innocent as you think they are. They're not. Remember back when you were a kid, your parents tried to hide everything and you knew everything that was going on. It's that times 10 because they have the internet and social media. Your kids know exactly what's going on. They play innocent in front of you, but I'm telling you, go unlock their phone one day and just read through their text messages. These little motherfuckers is grown as hell. They know what the fuck is going on. So right now, we got to be damn near realer to them than ever before because they're learning shit that we didn't learn until we was grown. They knowing that shit right now because of TikTok and YouTube shorts. But before we leave, I want to shed light on a tragic event that happened, and I don't want to make this no sad shit. I'm trying to actually come with some type of plan or some type of solution. I'm gonna let Callie lead this one because I seen he did a live on it. It seems like every election year, a black person get killed by the police, and it's publicized all through the media, and it gets black people all emotional. And I think it's a ploy. I think it's a chess move. It's purposely done. But Callie, go ahead, let them know what happened.
Yeah, just last week, a woman by the name of Sonya Messey, 36 years old, was gunned down in her home by Illinois State Police, Sangamon County to be exact. Officer's name was Sean Grayson. So it's a tragedy. You know, she called them to come to her house. She thought there was a prowler there. They come there. They check the premises. They discovered there was nobody there. From what I watched, she seemed a little flustered. At that point, they entered her home. They tried to look for ID. She got up. She had a boiling pot of water on the stove. They told her to turn it off. When she turned it off and moved it, they kind of moved away from her. And then that's when she was like, why y'all moving away? She kind of gave him some like, they was like, well, I don't want to get burned by that water. And she's like, well, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Once she said that, he said, I'll shoot you in your fucking face. Put the pot down. She get down like this. And then they go over the counter and then they fire. In my opinion, you know, I'm not going to get into the whole big scope of it. What I'm going to say is that I just think we need, again, more people like us to be in these positions, because I got grandmas, I got aunties from the South, from all over, and I've heard I rebuke you in the name of Jesus so many times to where like I would understand, and I think other black men in that situation would have understood what that meant. I think that he possibly could have taken it as a threat, or, you know, he obviously came in there to do what he wanted to do, but I think that's the importance of having us in there, because a black man would have heard that and understood she's just trying to give me attitude or something of that nature, and I don't think it would have been perceived as a threat, and therefore I don't think he would have went over the counter and tried to kill her.
I believe he already knew, he understood what it was. He knew what he was going in there for. But sometimes, even in another sense, some people could say we in a mix of a spiritual warfare. So she could have processed something deeper to the point where she thinking she calling for help, but you really just called some demons to your damn house. Yeah. But then they said she had another problem, I guess. I don't know if she was mental or certain issues with supposedly the officer wife. Don't quote me on this. And they end up getting a call, and he heard her name, and he knew already. That's why one of the first things he asked her was like, how was she in her mind state type shit. So it's way deeper than what we see. But I do agree, far as they do knock somebody off around election time every time, get us riled up, get us distracted. And now we're back doing the same cycle
all
over
that
and over.
Shit is the whole overall distraction. Is it that shit, president sheet? Are we distracted in general? None of that shit matters. Why they put motherfuckers on judge positions, prosecutor positions, local positions that's controlling and seizing shit, taking property from us. Yeah. Them the ones that's controlling the finances of our community. It's the local government.
And as you say, we need to be proactive, because the officer was jumping from station to station.
6 jobs in 4 years.
So we
killed a couple of
instead
kids.
of just complaining like we do, we need to go in and say, one and you done. It ain't all this hop, skip, and jumping. How is that even possible?
And look, here's a noticeable thing. He had his body cam off. His partner had it on. Mm-hmm. So, like bro said, he came in there with some ill intent from the jump. Yeah. And I don't even watch these videos anymore because it's energy harvesting. It keeps you in a low vibration. So I don't even watch the police shooting videos anymore. I just read the details, so I'm aware of what's going on. But if you notice his tattoos, that was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah,
that's like some
white supremacy.
I don't even like using that word, but you already know that group. Already knew that's what that was. As soon as I seen his arms, as soon as I seen his tats, mind you, programming is real. Conscious, subconscious. They purposely made sure you saw them tattoos because that is being ingrained into your brain. These white supremacist groups and these symbols that they are pledging to, you notice that you always see that shit when this type of shit happens? They're letting you know, this is us. You are weaker than us, and this is what we doing to y'all. Subconsciously, we start believing that shit. And this also goes back to another point. We have to be policing our own fucking communities. Period. We need more of us in there because I don't know if you've ever been to New Orleans, but if you've ever been to New Orleans, in their neighborhoods, they got signs in the neighborhoods of the local sheriff that grew up in that community, that polices that community, that knows the people in the community. So somebody who grew up around her and already know how she is would have been the one dealing with her if they had that type of thing set up. So they already know how to come deal with the people. They know her. When they see you, they're comfortable. They grew up around you. You know their family. It's not some motherfucker from across town who already hates your people as is and is on go and trigger happy, ready to get you out of here anyway. Yeah, so we need more of us that look like us policing us. Stop getting motherfuckers from Irvine doing fucking beat walking fucking LA somewhere or Compton somewhere in a black community and they already hate niggas. No.
We need to
Because
get
they
proactive
coming in there like it's a football game. That's what I want people to understand. When they come across the tracks, wherever they going to their job, they put that uniform on. It's like they come in and play a game for the day, and then when they leave, for real, that's how them niggas.
God.
That's how them niggas.
How many you scored today?
Take it off, and then they
But
leave.
at the
go
end of the
back
day,
home.
they don't, especially in our areas, they're not here to protect and serve.
No.
The crimes happen and they react.
Right.
So you need to stop calling the police all in general when it comes to certain shit. Call some family, call some other men around before you let that be the last outlet. Because the police ain't never did us no good.
Yeah.
And I'll say, we gonna wrap it up. Protesting, not finna do nothing.
Nothing.
You waiting for votes,
Nothing.
it's not finna do
Nah, that
nothing.
ain't gonna
I'm
help.
sorry to say, it's only one thing that's gonna do that, that's gonna do something and cause them to wake up. But I can't say it because they're gonna say you inciting violence, but if you know, you know. Eye for an eye type shit. Tooth for a tooth type shit. When y'all gonna get tired of crying and saying, why us? We can't breathe and all this stupid shit. The fuck is you in the streets talking about I can't breathe and the nigga really got choked out? Fuck, like think about the optics of that. Nigga really got choked out and y'all yelling I can't breathe. Of course he couldn't breathe. That's why he not here. What y'all ready to do about it though? Because that's the only thing that's gonna wake their game up. They did this to your family. Guess what? Go strike back. If somebody attack a fucking U.S. citizen, guess what we do? We sending them drones over there ASAP. We don't give a fuck who we hit. Y'all hit one of us, we finna hit 50 of y'all. And that's gonna teach you next time, don't bring your ass across them tracks. So unless y'all on that type of time, I don't even want to hear about no protests. I don't want to hear about no raise, no awareness. Fuck that, boost the crime rate or something. Fuck all that awareness shit. Get cracking. Any final words though, man? Thank you for coming, y'all. Y'all definitely tapped in. I fuck with y'all.
We need to get
Y'all
her
got
on
good
some high
story.
frequency.
We definitely gotta bring you. We definitely bringing you back because we be on the shit you be on. Bosco, my man, lead us with some final words where they can find your movie, future projects.
Yeah, just on Instagram, Quante Bosco website, QuanteBoscoAdams.com. And we got to take this shit ourselves. We can't be waiting on no presidents.
Yeah.
Gigi, let them know.
What's up, y'all? Thank you for having me. I want y'all to raise your vibration. Be more aware of what you're eating, what you're listening to, the people around you, and most importantly, yourself, because we got to get that self-love in order.
Make sure y'all share, like, subscribe to the channel, man. Run them comments up, run them likes up. Hey, fellas, this is on us. When the police doing shit like that, it's on us. The women is out of this. So it's time for the fellas to take a stand. Get in shape. Let's start having meetings. Let's start. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say it on air. We gotta do this type of shit off the channel. But share, like, subscribe to the channel, man. Run that algorithm up.
We need all the
Algorithm game.
members to meet up. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. We the the warriors.
The radicals, nigga, the viral way. We out of here. Bang.
Ain't no handouts, I did it from the ground up. In the streets, thugging hardest where they found us. Got a problem, nigga, watch my troopers mount up. My bitches bang too, and you a lame though. You niggas ain't outside, yeah, we came through. You want your likes up, we put you on the shake.